The main story of today, as well as the caption of this video, is Chicago legalizes retail theft, wiping 4,300 businesses off the map. Let's get into it.
Let's take those things. We don't even have to tackle the insanity of the ideas we just heard. There's something else that's making it hard for these places to operate. If you want good paying jobs, you want companies to have more money to spend on their workers, well, stop having them spend their money on the criminals. Let's take those criminals who should be in jail and build a jail and put them there. Let's do that. But nobody's talking about that. Nobody wants to do that. Instead, people are just wondering why the same masked criminals who we can't identify, might be the same people, might not be the same people, are stealing cars and stealing from your business. But some people are going to say, oh, you can't identify these people. You can't prove that the same people stealing the cars are the same people robbing these stores. Really?
3 a.m., thieves hit another gas station in the 3300 block of North Kimball. They stole an ATM from there, too. Moments earlier, police say thieves unsuccessfully tried to rip off a business in the 4000 block of North Park.
That's crazy.
That crew left behind a dark-colored SUV. Ayanna Davis says police told her SUV was used in one of the crimes after it was stolen off the street near 68th and Normal. Despite the damage to her Jeep, she's just happy to get her vehicle back.
Terrible. This is the second time it happened. The second time it happened. I mean, this is the first time that I know where my car is.
That's terrible. This is the second time her car's been stolen and then used to commit crime. We have come full circle, and we've got proof that the same people stealing these vehicles are the same ones using them to do this stuff. And now, think about...
They stole her car and then used her car to commit crime. Ain't that something? And what do you think they were trying to do? What do you think they were trying to take advantage of and exploit? Because remember, apparently you're not supposed to snitch, right? There's no snitching rules in effect. So they steal your car, start committing crimes in it. Who you think the police, you didn't snitch and say that your car got stolen. Who do you think that the police are going to think are the main suspect? You. You see how crazy this no snitching stuff is? And now you have in Chicago, where apparently they're passing laws, which you see a lot of states doing it. I think even California had done that at one point, and it may still be in effect, where they're basically allowing criminals to go scotch-free, and they're not even taking them to the jail anymore. And so once word gets out, this is what you see. You see chaos in the streets. And now people's hands are being forced, but we should have done that to begin with. And I mean, we got a lot to unpack with this story. You know, a lot of not taking accountability, a lot of, you're going to see people try to put it on the businesses as if the businesses were culpable because they decide that they're not going to tolerate it and they're going to leave, right? Because, I mean, it's saying wiping 4,300 businesses off the map, but let's just be real. The businesses are picking up and they're taking their business elsewhere. But let's get back into it. Y'all, again, if you could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it, though. Only takes a second, and it actually does help out more than you know. And also, if you could hype.
About the affordability implications of this. This is her vehicle right now. It either needs to be repaired or it needs to be, I don't know if you could drive it like this. This is going to cost money. She, at a minimum, if she does not repair the damage, has just lost tons of money on the resale value of this thing. And you want to talk about how lawlessness makes the lives of everybody living in a place like this unaffordable? This is it. At the same time, remember, this is also a sanctuary city. Remember that we've got criminals living in Chicago, living in apartments, committing crime, who shouldn't even be in America to begin with. And there is resistance, eternal resistance on behalf of local leaders for doing something about this. And what we're learning is that if you increase the number of criminals anywhere and you do absolutely nothing to hold them accountable, everybody else pays the price for that.
That alert was
horrible leadership in Chicago. Horrible leadership. And it's funny because you voted them in. And y'all stay voting them in. There was another, I mean, we could talk about the leader now. There was another leader. What was the other leader? The new leader makes her look great, but I remember she was getting a lot of pushback as well. She's like a, I don't want to say dyke, but is it Lightfoot? Lori Lightfoot? But I mean, they just continue to have bad leader after bad leader. And then you see the citizens complaining, especially they started complaining when Chicago was spending all that money on illegal migrants. And you had people struggling, like just regular poor people struggling, and the illegal migrants was living good. They was really like, boy, you got what you voted for now.
Maybe had 13 different dates on it. There's way more incidents than that.
We took a closer look at the crimes overall,
They're hiding the
honing in on
stats.
District 1, which includes the Loop and South Loop, and found car thefts are up from this same time frame last year. 166 compared to 138 thefts.
It's a lot of thefts.
But we've seen higher numbers in years past. 223 in this time frame back in 2024. Police recommending people who park in lots like this one install a security or anti-theft system and make sure it's marked on the car. Gallus pointing out these are often more than car thefts. The stolen cars used in other crimes.
And the same guy they interviewed says that the reports that you hear aren't everything. So somebody's doing something to sweep this under the rug. And what does the city tell people to do? Oh, you should.
So is he saying they're not even reporting everything? They're trying to keep the numbers low so it doesn't seem as big as a problem as what it actually is? I wouldn't be surprised. And we're even seeing it right now with the food stamps, where they found in red states, almost 200,000 people are deceased who are still reaping EBT and government assistance benefits. And in a lot of cases, what they say is that the blue state data has not been given up. They don't want to give it up for whatever reason. And so we're starting to see a trend here as far as not giving up important information and being honest. And this is why you have to be very skeptical on a lot of data that you see. You know, people love to bring statistics now. I would say we're so divided in America, I don't even know if you could trust statistics anymore.
Go ahead and call me.
Oh, her caption says, ghetto people are the reason for price increases.
Raccoon or whatever name you want to call me, but that Walgreens closing in Chicago is not because of race. No, it's because y'all keep stealing. Y'all keep stealing and blaming it on the economy and how things are so hard. You're just trying to live. Y'all not even stealing essentials. And a lot of times when y'all do steal, y'all steal to resell it because y'all want to be fake boosters. What is so cool about a booster? I wouldn't even trust buying lotions or whatever. Bro, if it didn't come out the store, I'm not buying it off the back of your truck. Then y'all want to be like, oh, you're taking up for these major corporations that make millions of dollars. They're making millions of dollars because they started an honest business. If you want to be that, you can go start an honest business too. Then y'all like, oh, they steal from us. What are they stealing from me? I haven't been stolen from no Walgreens, no Walmart, none of that. They set the price at what they want to set it at, and it's up to me to buy it or walk out the store with nothing. I'm a business owner, so I literally understand, but a lot of y'all is not business owners. A lot of y'all work for other people and feel like you're a victim, so that's why you take. When I lived in Baltimore,
Listen, you don't have to be a business owner to understand. It's very simple to understand. I love that she brought up supply and demand, but also just the fact that, you know, people really just don't understand as far as businesses, right? Like she said, people will say, oh, you're defending the billionaires. They're as if like they're just keeping all these billions of dollars. No, they actually flood out billions of dollars as well in the form of employing people in jobs. And that is one of the most important things of corporations, as well as what we find also that accessibility. And see, when they leave, now you have to go so much further just to get the things that you would have already needed that you might have even been able to just walk up the street and get. So what we find now, because people love to come down on the corporation so hard, but then when the corporations say, okay, well, if you don't like us, then we'll just go. Then all of a sudden, what they understand and what they uncover is that you needed them and just how significant they were. Because now people don't got jobs either.
Walmart in Halethorpe was terrible. There was no self-checkout. Everything is locked away. And why is that? Because this area is known to steal. Also, you guys don't know how to take care of these businesses that are put in our communities. Why are the shopping carts filled with trash? Why do y'all leave shopping carts next to somebody's car in the parking lot because you're too lazy to go ahead and walk it to the cart return? But in the nice area where I live now, everybody walks and puts their cart back where it belongs. You don't have to worry about trashy people or trashy carts or screaming babies, none of that. I was at Walgreens the other day, right? Tell me why the women behind me were opening up the different makeups to test it out. I'm like, bro, this is drugstore makeup. You're not allowed to open it. If you want to test makeup, you need to go to an actual department store. Go to Sephora or whatever, but I guess you can't afford it. So that's why you're opening all of these products that other people have to use Then y'all wonder why everything is locked away.
Oh man, she is. I like her. She is right on it. Because yeah, how you do little things is going to determine how you do big things. That is true. I hate to say it, but it's true. When you go to the grocery stores in certain areas, they just put the baskets anywhere. They're real egregious with it. They're very egregious with the baskets. Man, somebody might just kick a basket right into your car. But then you go to other areas and see, even when I was in more hood-ish areas, I was always somebody who still put the basket back. Sometimes I'll see a basket, and if it's close by or whatever, I'll just go ahead and put that up too, even if it's not my basket. Because I'm thinking of the worker. I'm thinking of like, let me help them out. You know, they already, especially at Walmart, they already be walking around mad with an attitude. Let me just go ahead and like do something. And because you see, I had that habit even when I was effed up out here financially. And look, shoot, it's not as bad anymore, right? It's because it was inside me. And so just because you're destitute or whatever, that doesn't mean you have to have bad character. That doesn't mean you have to be lazy. That doesn't mean that you have to just be somebody who just doesn't do the right thing. And I love that she brought that up because we got to start addressing it and holding people accountable because they make it harder for everybody. Now, like she said, you got people trying on the makeup. You go to the stores, you can't even get some soap in certain areas without having them have to come unlock it. And that's the problem. See, this is about to be the lack of accountability I was talking about. The caption says, imagine your people rob and steal so much from a company they are willing to lose millions in clothes and you still blame everyone else. I didn't even know that the caption said that. But notice, I seen this somewhere already. And this is what I mean when I say no accountability.
Here to beg Walgreens to stay. We are saying that their decision is the wrong decision. And in my opinion, it should be considered a first-degree corporate crime. Because the amount of people that will be hurt by this, the amount of elders that will not have access to health care is evil.
Oh, we have healthcare deserts. We have food deserts.
Yes, sir.
And we wonder why.
Yes, sir.
Our communities look like they look. That we have violence every single day.
Speak the truth.
It is just not on us. It is on the corporate citizens that come into our community and ravage our community. And Walmart, you should be absolutely ashamed of yourselves. You are the reason that our communities lack the investment that they have. We should not have to go out of our communities to find jobs. We should not have to go out of our communities to get medicine. We should not go out of our communities to be able to shop. We should be able to do all of this in our community.
Right here.
You should.
Notice this dude don't have none. He said, and you are the reason, Walmart. He didn't have no smoke, no accountability for people who are stealing. Is that where we are today? A business that's just executing its right to do business wherever it chooses, right? Imagine, you think any of these people, I wouldn't be surprised if that dude got some type of business. Imagine somebody trying to tell him where and how he gets to operate his business. Do you think he would go for that? Absolutely not. But let me get this straight. You have no energy for the people who are actually stealing. Which, like, are you even like religious or whatever? Like, do you even believe in the 10 Commandments? Like, what are we really talking about? No accountability for people who are stealing. You don't have a problem with that. Or the leadership that is enabling and empowering people to steal. You have no energy, no accountability, no responsibility for them. But it's the corporation who is literally just choosing to do business where and how it chooses. And it's not coming from nowhere.
Be able to do all of this stuff within your community. But the thing is, it's not Walmart's fault for responding to the actions of people within the community and to the politicians who are more interested in placating those negative actions for the faults of the community. They destroyed it themselves. Have you ever seen footage from inside these Walmarts? They're absolutely ridiculous.
You gonna stay in here and film it?
I'm going there.
I'm gonna walk to the floor and film it. So this is what he started.
Huh?
This is what he started.
Who?
He put his neck on that man's neck and said we weren't gonna do.
Oh yeah.
He did that.
But that's fine and all, but you know we lost our Walmart. But you know we lost our Walmart, right? Huh?
Is it ours?
Yes, because it's in our community. Guess where we're gonna go for our Christmas?
So we're not smart enough to build our own Walmart? Are we not smart enough to take out a loan and build our own?
Because they'll let us, right?
We gotta put our money together, man. We gotta let nobody let us.
I would love to see that happen. I would love to see that happen.
I would be very surprised if we get past that door. Frozen shit.
Wow.
Well, at least get some real at least. Everybody trying to get that. Exactly. Get some produce. Damn.
Brawls happening all the time, and the idea that it's on Walmart to just take it, like they're a charity case, like they're owed something, they're entitled to the services, entitled to steal from Walmart, not even entitled to pay for the services that they provide, is absolutely absurd and insane. But this guy had the audacity to hold a rally blaming Walmart for closing when we have warning after warning from store after store about how they can't stay in business due to the fact that they've essentially decriminalized shoplifting. You can still get arrested, you can still get ticketed, but you're essentially released with a slap on the wrist each and every time, and the problem has only gotten worse. And Walmart in particular is uniquely vulnerable to shoplifting on a high scale, because what Walmart does, and the reason they're so successful, is they sell a lot of volume, a lot of products at very low margins to their customers. Walmart only makes about 1 to 3% profit every year once everything's factored in, which means Walmart in particular is uniquely vulnerable to the threat of shoplifting, because when you're only profiting a certain amount on each individual item, small upticks or above average theft in a certain area can eat all your profits away. And by the way, one of the reasons why
That was a great insight. Didn't know that. So what we find here is that Walmart has more than enough justification to be able to do what it's doing. And what we need to start holding accountable and responsible is the people who are doing this, especially on a massive scale, as well as the leadership, again, that is empowering them to do this.
So there's a big uproar about Walgreens being closed in Chicago. Check the video out.
This place isn't just a store on this corner. This place is a lifeline for many people in this community. And for them to just say that they're just going to leave like that and leave us with nothing is unacceptable. This Walgreens has been here for decades, and for decades, the people in this community have been patronizing this place. And for you guys to just leave us like this is very unacceptable. It's unacceptable to these children that they can't get the things that they need from a place like this, and then you're going to leave us destitute and in a desert.
People need to start being more objective, and they need to start learning what the word leverage means. Even the way that she's conveying it, right? We've been patronizing you and giving you our money or whatever as if you're doing them a favor. We have a very skewed view when it comes to businesses and how they're supposed to treat us. We feel like a business is supposed to treat us like royalty. And if they're not, then they're doing something wrong to us, and they should be, and they need to get it together, right? Everybody's in customer. I mean, it extends much further than that. It could be a police officer there to arrest you, and you're gonna be acting like he's customer service or something. I done seen people act like a judge is customer service. So we have a very skewed view, and we don't understand leverage, and we don't understand that if you really put it into perspective, you probably need them a lot more than they need you. So you should be respectful when you're in there, and you should also, carry yourself appropriately, and don't put too much of a drag on that business to where they decide that it's not worth it for them anymore.
So Walgreens says that theft and violence, unfortunately, has made it too hard for them to keep their stores open in certain neighborhoods, and they can't keep their employees safe or their customers. So up in Chicago in particular, they decided to close.
On the South Side, people showed up to push back against a Walgreens closing. The doors are set to close next month. Walgreens says it's due to safety issues, but it will leave thousands without nearby access to life-saving medication. Tia Ewing has more.
Everybody say Walgreens do right by us.
Walgreens do right by us.
Say what now? Walgreens do right by us. Who are you talking to, your baby mama? Sir, you sound
I was expecting that to come out like right there. Like that was good timing.
crazy. Walgreens is a corporation. Y'all are not in a relationship. Look at how these melanated minded socialistic Negroes think. I'm sorry. I know that's offensive and y'all don't like when I say it, but the truth has to be told. He has rallied these people here for the sympathy, because of course you got to have the people in the in the wheelchair with their medicine in hand, as if this is supposed to pull on the heartstrings of a corporation that does not exist for your charitable reasons, right?
Right.
The business exists to provide products and services and a way to get paid, and they've been doing so in this community for decades, but now it has gotten to the point where they're unable to do so profitably. You want to stage a press conference, talk about a Walgreens do right by us, as if you are making an appeal to a baby mama who is under an obligation to do right by you because y'all got kids together.
I like her. But here's the thing, right? Do right by us. Why aren't you saying that to the people in your community that's stealing? You know what's crazy? It's like the worst of the community is like impenetrable, and we can't say nothing about what they do, the bad things they do. It could be a drug dealer in the community, and you could know that he's like got all these people strung out. Nobody addresses that. Nobody tells on them. Nothing. Right? And now the few is causing consequences to come down on the majority, and especially the most vulnerable segment of us. And you're still not holding the main culprits accountable. You're not even going to addressing it. And that's another problem. See, even when she was talking and she was just like, I have to say it. Excuse what I'm saying. I have to say it. It's because we act like it's taboo to even bring it up like it exists and to even address it. And definitely not address it directly and head on. We have to, if we do address it, we have to skirt around it in a way that's not going to be effective anyway. And this is a problem, and it's very problematic. And so we need to start treating it like that. And we need to start getting to the root cause, and we need to solve it ultimately.
Why do you believe that this is how it works in economics? Y'all are going to believe me and listen to me when I tell you. The civil rights movement, all they did was usher the Black community straight into the hands of the Democratic Party and create dependent. We are now the dependent class, to where we look at a business that's making a business decision that says, based on the conditions that you created in your own community, we can no longer serve you in good faith and in good conscience. Sorry for you. We out. And instead of you looking within saying, what is it that we are doing to create the conditions that allow crime to thrive, you stage a whole press conference to appeal to Walgreens and ask them to do right by you. Well, how's that working out? Because it's closing June 4th. Like, it's over.
Just close a store, it will take away a critical lifeline.
We're not here to beg Walgreens to stay. We are saying that their decision is the wrong decision. And in my opinion, it should be considered a first-degree corporate crime.
How have you determined that the decision that Walgreens is making based on their internal reporting, how are you saying that it's the wrong decision? Have you looked at their loss prevention numbers? Have you looked at the profit and loss statements, their inventory reports? Have you looked at any?
Chicago police have issued a warning about thieves targeting gym parking lots on the northwest side of the city. They say the criminals are smashing windows and grabbing whatever they can, all while people are inside working out. Police also tell us that since late March, at least 6 cars were broken into in the
Y'all stay tuned. It gets worse.
same area of Irving Park in the early evening hours. One woman says she walked out to find glass everywhere in her car and learned she was not the only victim that day. Chicago police have issued a warning about thieves targeting.
Let's workshop this for a second, right? Let's workshop this for a second. Then we got something even worse than that. But what I'm curious about is, I will be curious to know. Maybe you all already know. I don't know. As far as the two things, right? Does the insurance company cover? We won't go with a break-in, right? I think Safe Light has made it affordable enough now to fix the glass on your windshields. But if somebody steals your car, how does insurance work in that case? Is what I'm curious about. I've always been curious about it, especially like I said earlier, when I was living in more hoodish areas. I was always curious, like, Because that's definitely something you think about. You're like, man, somebody steal my car, break in my car. But I was always curious, like with the insurance company, thank goodness it never happened to me. But would the insurance company cover it if somebody stole my car? Like, how would that work? Is that in my plan? You didn't have AI back then where you could just put your contract in and scrub it to know exactly what it all covers. But let's see now. Okay, so I basically put, if somebody steals my car, does insurance typically cover that? It says usually yes, but only if you have the right type of coverage. So if someone steals your car, it's typically covered under comprehensive coverage on your auto insurance policy. Liability only insurance, okay, well, we know that. Okay, so basically, if you have comprehensive insurance, it will usually cover if you get your car stolen. Insurance generally pays the car's actual cash value, also known as ACV, not what you originally paid. So it's going to pay what it's worth at the time, though. And then if your car is recovered but damaged, comprehensive may also cover repairs. Personal items stolen from inside the car, laptop, firearm, backpack, etc., are often not covered by auto insurance, but that may fall under like your renter's or your homeowner's insurance. And if you still owe on the car loan and the payout is less than the loan balance, then gap insurance can, of course, cover the difference. We know that. Or maybe you don't. Gap insurance will cover if you still own your car. And then the typical process, just in case you ever run into this situation, it's 5 steps. You want to 1, file a police report immediately. 2, contact your insurer. 3, your insurance company is going to investigate. 4, they're going to wait a short period, often 7 to 30 days, in case the car is recovered. And then if it's not recovered, they will issue a payout. Keep in mind, last little thing before we get into the next thing that I said was worse than that. If the car was taken by someone who had permission to use it, i.e. a friend, a family, etc., family member, etc., insurance disputes can get more complicated because insurers may argue it wasn't technically theft. So understand, insurance companies have whole investigators that they hire just to track those things and try to dispute it so they don't got to pay you. Y'all, look at this. This is what I mean when I say it got worse. Teen steals local performer's tip box in downtown Chicago. They stealing other destitute people's money now. It is lawless at this point. But let's check it out.
Man, some people just don't want to talk about it, but again, another story. So in Chicago, there was a street performer and a young black teen came up and stole the man's tip box. I mean, when are we going to start to call this out for what it is and stand on principle, people? I mean, in one breath, I hear this is a small group of people, but when I look up, we don't do nothing about it. If it's such a small group of people, how come we don't take care of the situation? Why do we continue to let it fester? Why do we continue to let it grow? This is ridiculous. This man is trying to show his talents off to people. And if people enjoy what he is producing in the world, they will give him a tip, which is understandable. He's giving an art on the streets for people's enjoyment. And this loser bum comes and takes his earnings. I mean, this is ridiculous. We need to call it out and stand on it. We need to stop making excuses. We need to stop letting people try to make excuses for it, because this is ridiculous. It is.
Even struggling artists aren't safe now. I wouldn't be surprised if this dude sat there and waited and let this dude's tips just accumulate. I wouldn't be surprised if he sat there all day and just watched it and just like, oh yeah, this is going to be a good one. And he stole this struggling artist's money. So this guy had been working his butt off all day, performing his butt off all day for peanuts, and then he can't even be entitled to that.
You know, to those politicians who are blaming the Walgreens store in Chicago for closing, you should look yourself in the mirror. Stop gaslighting these people. Tell them the truth. The reason why the Walgreens is closing is because people can't stop fucking stealing. They can't stop stealing. I mean, when are these people in these communities going to take accountability and realize the reason why they don't have shit in those communities is because the people in those communities? It's not Walgreens. It's not the businesses. At the end of the day, Walgreens is there to make money. They shouldn't have to lock up their merchandise. They shouldn't have to close down because somebody done broke in and looted the store and stole. And then what are we talking about here? Why do these people not take accountability? The reason why you don't have nothing in those communities is because the people within those communities are destroying it. That's it. Why do black politicians always blame the victim for the shit that the criminals do? I just don't get it. It's a lack of accountability. And this is why you don't have shit.
So in closing, this is what we see. Understand, they've made laws that protect criminals. Then you got the people in the community protecting criminals. And then when consequences come down, every action is going to have a reaction. Consequences come down and businesses decide, you're not going to treat us like this. You're not going to make us take a loss because you all are having these insane laws come down that then protects criminals. And so then they decide to take their business elsewhere. And instead of holding the true culprits accountable, which is the small minority, what do? They get on here, they get in your face, and they try to deflect, and they try to act like it's the corporation's fault, when really it was their fault to begin with. So they just try to they saw a perfect opportunity to go ahead and push it off on really the true victim in this at the end of the day. The true person or entity that was being victimized, they found a way to deflect it off of them for what's about to come down and put it on the victim. So they're victim shaming. So we'll leave it there for today, y'all. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And because I am a smaller channel, a smaller creator, we get more points per hype. And hype was designed for smaller channels, so that's why we actually get more points. And then also, keep in mind, if you try to hype a video that's over 7 days old, you probably won't see the hype button anymore. So best practices is usually best to hype while the iron is hot, if you choose to do that, if you want to spend your hype with me. And then also Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content as well. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.